I'm sure you have heard the rumors that being a pilot comes with a ton of perks and benefits, like free flights to exotic destinations, but is any of it actually true? In this video I'm going to tell you everything there is to know about pilot benefits. Welcome back, aviators! I'm happy to be answering this question about pilot benefits from one of our subscribers. This aviation community was created for all of you aspiring aviators, so if you have questions, ask them in the comments below and I'll try to incorporate it into a future video. If you're new to my channel, my name is Yaro and I take the mystery out of the aviation industry, so consider subscribing for more videos just like this. In this video, I'm going to share with you what kind of benefits you can expect in your pilot career. We'll start all the way from the beginning of your pilot career, all the way to the airlines and into your retirement. So let's get into it. As you guys know, getting the first pilot job is the hardest part of starting this career, but I want to encourage you not to sacrifice certain benefits or work for free just to build your hours. Just because you have low time doesn't make you less of a professional, so you should deserve the appropriate pay and benefits that come with this job. Because you have low time, a lot of companies try to take advantage of pilots, but everyone should stand their ground and demand the appropriate compensation. So at the start of your career, at the very minimum, your employer will give you full health benefits. If a job doesn't offer those, then I would stay away from this company, because that is setting already a precedent of their cost-cutting structure. If they won't even pay for pilot benefits, are they cutting costs on airplane maintenance too? As you build your experience and hours and move on to larger aircraft like a King Air, you might be able to negotiate a few more perks. The first is seeing if they will fly you to work. Let me explain. Medium-sized companies can have several bases for pilots, and they expect you to move there as a full-time employee. But if you have a family or you don't want to live on your base because they are typically located in small towns or northern communities, then you can maybe negotiate with the company whether they can fly you to and from work. They might either pay you a lower salary and fly you for free on their airplanes or another airline to and from your base, or pay you your full salary and you are responsible for your own commute. Of course, with the current pilot shortage, and if you are a good negotiator, maybe you can negotiate a full salary and free flights. Either way, with the current pilot shortage, companies are getting more and more flexible because they need pilots, so it never hurts to ask. There are different rotations you can work, either 2 weeks on, 2 weeks off, or 10 days on, 4 days off, or any combination of that. There can also be cash bonuses at these medium-sized companies, as high as $10,000 a year for a captain for completing a full year with the company. Medium-sized companies are typically stepping stones for pilots, and their attempt at keeping you just one more year longer is with these types of bonuses. So sometimes it's worth it to stick around for an extra year or two, pay off that pilot training debt, and then move on to something bigger. As you move into the mature phase of your flying career, like a large charter operation, the regionals, or the airlines, you will still receive full health benefits, but now for the first time in your flying career, you will receive flight benefits. These are grouped into 3 categories: your airline flight benefits, code-share agreements, and pilot jump seat agreements. Let's start with company-specific flight benefits. Benefits will be different company to company, but at the very minimum, all the companies will offer you standby travel for cheap. Keyword being cheap. Nothing in this world is free. What is standby travel, you ask? It's travel at a reduced rate plus taxes and other fees. It's first come, first serve and dependent on space available on that flight. For example, to fly standby from Vancouver to Toronto, it's going to cost you around $30. This benefit is available for you, your wife, or your travel companion if you aren't married, and your kids. This makes travel as a family super affordable, especially on longer flights like to Europe, and this gives you the opportunity to show your kids the world and expose them to many cultures and different languages. But again, it's standby travel, and you have to be able to play the game and travel during less busy seasons, always have a backup plan, and be very flexible. This makes travel with young children a little bit risky, especially if you have to check strollers or several bags. Also, if there's only 1 or 2 seats available, then maybe only half the family gets on and the rest has to figure out plan B. If traveling standby is too risky for you, some airlines offer you confirmed travel at 50% off the ticket price. Basically, you pay half of the current airfare plus any airport improvement fees and taxes. So the same standby flight that cost us $30 from Vancouver to Toronto at 50% confirmed, of course depending on how far away you book from the date that you are flying, can be as high as $230 and up. The benefit is that it's confirmed travel. You don't have to worry about not getting a seat. You can check your bags and actually enjoy your trip in comfort. Yes, it won't be as cheap as standby, but you are paying for that guarantee. Especially if you don't have flexibility and you have your whole vacation planned out with a strict itinerary. The next benefit that you get are code share agreements. This works the same way as standby travel benefits with your airline, but a code share agreement allows you to fly standby on other airlines. You and your family can travel at discounted rates with all the code share airlines that your airline has agreements with. This benefit is awesome if your airline doesn't fly somewhere specific and you can use a codeshare airline to get there at a reduced price. So the more codeshare agreements your airline has with other airlines, the better this benefit is. When you want to go somewhere specific, you can look through all the codeshare agreements, find the airlines that fly there, set up connections, and open up your whole world. You book through a third-party website and it gives you a prediction of your likelihood of getting on that flight, and play around with connections or backup airlines and make plans B and C to help you get to your destination. The last travel benefit is the jump seat agreement, or reciprocal pilot agreement as it's sometimes called, which allows a pilot to fly standby on other airlines for free. You don't actually sit in the flight deck jump seat as the name suggests anymore. It's just old terminology, and you sit in the back as a normal passenger. Every airline has a unique jump seat agreement with your particular airline, and you have to be able to follow certain rules to list or book yourself available on that flight and what rules you have to follow. This perk, however, is for pilots only and your family cannot join you. Pilots use this benefit if they are single and want to travel the world for free, or if they are commuting to and from work. The more jump seat agreements your airline has with other airlines, the better this perk is, as it gives you flexibility to travel anywhere in the world and offers good connections. Some airlines make it as easy as walking up to the counter, showing them your airline ID, and getting a free ticket. Super amazing perk. Of course, this is all standby travel and a seat has to be available for you, and a jump seating pilot actually has the lowest priority on a standby list, so your chances of getting on are the lowest. These days, many airlines overbook, or during times of bad weather or delays, this option is super risky if you're trying to get somewhere. If, however, you are on days off and you don't care where you go, you can randomly go find an open seat and see the world. Another airline-specific benefit is free commuting for their employees. You can commute between your domicile and your assigned base if you don't want to move there, and you can commute for free, but not all airlines offer this perk. Some airlines make you pay the airport service fees and taxes, which can be around $40 depending on the city each way. This on its own can be a huge benefit for pilots if you don't have to pay out of your own pocket to commute to and from work, saving you thousands of dollars a year. The last travel benefit are buddy passes. Some airlines will give you around 8 to 10 buddy passes per year that you can gift to friends and family to fly on the airline for cheap. It's still standby travel, but it's a nice perk to have to be able to give cheap flights to your friends and family. For example, a flight from Edmonton to Vancouver on a buddy pass costs around $100. Another great benefit that pilots get is discounts on absolutely everything. From hotels to car rentals to vacation deals, phone plans, house insurance, life insurance, haircuts, dog grooming, the list goes on forever. Being an airline employee gets you access to deals regular people don't get, and they have been negotiated by the airline on your behalf. Some airlines list all these discounts on their airline website, some use a third-party website like Percopolis, and others you just simply ask over the phone. The discounts can range from 10% all the way to 70%, so it's well worth your time to ask if you get a discount. Another great benefit of working for the airlines is that everything is taken care of for you during your day-to-day work. All your shuttles are organized. The airline books and pays for all of your hotels in any city that you have a layover in. They will also pay you per diems, which is tax-free money that will help you offset your costs for meals if you choose to dine out. An airline is a complicated jigsaw puzzle, and there are different departments and different people taking care of all these fine details for you. Our job as pilots is to show up to the airplane and fly it from point A to point B, and everything on either end of that will be arranged by crew scheduling. This is not the same at smaller companies where you typically have to load your own bags, fuel the airplane, tow it around, park it, and take care of all of your transportation and accommodations. As you move towards the end of your flying career and into retirement, your benefits change again. In order to retire as a pilot, you should have been planning for your retirement in your 20s and 30s. Not all airlines have pension plans, or if you started flying later in life, you might not have put enough away for retirement, so you should be thinking about managing your finances sooner rather than later. To get travel benefits in retirement, you typically have to have worked for a company for 15 years. Again, they will differ from company to company, and depending on the company, they might only extend to you and your wife, no longer your kids. Codeshare agreements can also have restrictions of how you can travel in retirement. There are different viewpoints of how beneficial these retirement benefits actually are. Will you have the health to travel so much in retirement, or the ambition to travel if you have grandkids and would rather spend the time with them? Will you even want to fly standby in your old age, or pay for business class and enjoy your retirement in style? Or maybe you got divorced and now you don't care where you go in the world, and these benefits will suit you just fine. A benefit is subjective of how beneficial it is to you, but at least the airline offers you something for decades of hard work. Of course, this is all assuming the airline's still around when you retire. So I hope this video helped you understand the pilot benefits that you can expect throughout the different stages of your career. Travel is the main theme of these benefits, and this career is definitely suited for people who love to travel. Flying an airplane across a country, the continent, or across an ocean is a great adventure, and the world really does start to feel like a small place. If you enjoyed the video, smash that like button, support the channel by trying the best tasting coffee on the go, and I'll see you in the next video.